So a lot of times, dealing with enmeshment or recovery from enmeshment is seen as this false choice between loving your spouse or your girlfriend or yourself, your own life, versus loving your mom, being there for your mom, and this bond with your spouse versus the bond with your mom. And a lot of enmeshment literature doesn't really even challenge that way of seeing things. It just says, well, even if that's the way things are, you need to choose yourself, you need to choose your spouse in the family of procreation. But I would actually really try to question and disassemble that idea that the enmeshment actually means love and a bond or with your mom, or if that even really means helping your mom. I think what it might be a lot more like is the Wizard of Oz, this illusion, it's not really what it seems to be. And it also is a lot like when you enable a child to do something that's developmentally inappropriate for their age. Let me give a few examples. So I actually feel like I experienced enmeshment with my mother for a while. It was while I was sick and vulnerable, and she was, single. She was not dating. She was divorced and not dating, and I was like willing to take whatever give her what she wanted, because I was needing a lot of financial support while I was very, very seriously ill, and she was helping me some, and so she wanted to talk almost every day, and it seemed like she's like, oh, this relationship with my daughter is so important to me, and I want to chat every day. And in reality, what I realized is she got a boyfriend for a little bit, and if I didn't talk to her before the boyfriend, she would be like, where are you? Please talk to me. I miss you. Let's catch up. Every few days. Or, even every day. She was really happy if I talked to her every day, if that ever happened. And when she had this boyfriend, I was kind of annoyed with her and the boyfriend, and she ran over all my boundaries with the boyfriend. I was like, I thought our relationship meant something to you. Do you not care how I feel about how you're sharing all this private information about my illness with him and stuff, and you're not respecting my boundaries? And she didn't seem to care. And I told her, this boyfriend's very controlling. She didn't care. She's like, you just don't want me to be happy. And I kind of just pulled back and wasn't contacting her. She didn't contact me for months while she was dating this boyfriend. And then she finally did break up with him for exact reason. She was like, I realized he was controlling. And I was like, yeah, I told you that months ago. She broke up with him, and then now she's coming around again, being like, where are you? I miss you. I miss my sweet daughter. Let's catch up. I really want to bond. And I was like, no, I'm not going back to that now, because I saw it for what it was. You're using me. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at, is enmeshment's not love. It doesn't mean their parent really loves you and that you mean a lot to them and you're so special, you're the apple of their eye. It means they're using you. If they're doing something that's not appropriate for that parent-child relationship at your age, they're using you likely because they cannot, you're their second choice. So you're they're settling for you, basically, because they are struggling to find love from someone their age. And if that happens to come along, if that, is, for my mom, it was some guy she dated in high school, so it was easier than just going out on the dating market that they started getting together. If that opportunity comes along, my guess is that most of these moms would drop you like a potato, I don't know, because you're not actually what they want. They want love. They want a man to protect them. Whatever it is that they're looking for. Ideally, it would be from someone, a real relationship, And so don't delude yourself that you mean a lot to your mom that's enmeshing you. Don't delude yourself that it signals some type of deep commitment. And you can often see that there's other signs of that. It's if you really love me so much, why are you not respecting my boundaries that much? Why are you not respecting my wife that much? That, shouldn't, if we're so close, shouldn't you be wanting my happiness? And why are you so mad and upset when I get married? If you love me so much, how does that compute? Shouldn't you be happy for my happiness? Or, just other ways that enmeshed moms will show they don't respect your boundaries, they don't respect you as an individual, they're not that interested in what you want. It's just about you serving some role for them. So like back to the idea that it's a false choice between love for your mom and love for your spouse or yourself. Enmeshment's not love, and it also, there's a false choice thinking that like it's good for your mom if you're enmeshed with her, and good for your mom if you continue being there for her and the pattern that you've had of you know, the enmeshed pattern. I don't know, like it might not be good. Like it might be enabling your mom to not actually face her situation and go date or find some other kind of reliable partner for herself that's her own age, and like you're not that reliable partner. You know, perhaps you're gonna get married someday, perhaps you're gonna move away, perhaps, you know, like you're not gonna be able to move into a retirement home with your mom. You're not gonna be able to be there for her as she ages. There's things you're not gonna be able to give her, and if you're just firm about it, you're like, Mom, I'm not your partner. Like if you want a partner, go date. I think that's also an element that's missing from a lot of enmeshment discussion, is encouraging your parent to date. If it's like, okay, you clearly want something that a man can provide, whether it's companionship, validation that you're desirable as a woman, whether it's doing little chores for you around the house, changing your light bulbs, you know, helping you feel safe as you get older, you know. Like, go actually find a man. There's actually a lot of books on dating as a senior, because a lot of these people are seniors. And there's really no excuse not to try, because seniors get very flexible in what they'll want in a relationship. Some people don't want to have sex. Some people don't want to ever live together, don't want to ever get married again. Some people do. Like, some people just want a travel partner, a platonic travel partner, a platonic partner to go to the arts or restaurants with or whatever. Like, there's really no excuses. A lot of people, their standards go down when they're older too. They just want someone, their wife died, they just want a nice woman so they're not lonely, and you know. So no excuses. And even if you're younger too, like, I mean, there's books on dating after divorce, there's dating coaches, there's, you know, dating book, you know, dating YouTubes, everything. There's so much stuff, and so there's really no excuse. And if you keep enabling your mom, it's kind of like when parents allow their kid to just keep living with them and not getting a job. Because it's like, all right, at your age, you should probably be making your own way and getting your own job. And at your mom's age, she should probably be getting a man on the dating market, or finding some type of gay friend or something like that for herself on the like adult dating market. And if you allow her to keep using you in like the way that you provided her when you were a child, the type of emotional loyalty you provide, because a lot of this enmeshment starts as a child, or it kind of has that vibe of like the way that a young son or a young child would be like totally enthralled with his mom and want to marry his mom and think mommy's all that and no other woman for him, and you know, it's like, sorry I'm rambling, but it's like that. When you do that for your mom, you're basically allowing her not to move on from something in the past, just like a parent might do that if they let their kid live with them forever. Ironically, all of these happen together. You as the son are allowing your mom not to move on from the type of relationship you provided her as a child, and she is allowing sometimes you not to move on from the type of relationship and you know, ability to live with her, or ability not to have to you know, put yourself out there and make your own way that you had when you were a child. So it's just like Arrested Development, you know, and there is a big enmeshed relationship in that show, Arrested Development. So anyway, yeah, I guess just question that assumption that it's good, and that you're even doing your parents any good by being enmeshed with them, because it might honestly be a win-win situation for both parties. If you're like, all right, that was weird, we're gonna cut the enmeshment off, I'll still be polite and loving, and we'll figure out what it's like to have an actual like adult mother-son relationship, and we'll try and like get some role models for, you know, like, get some coaching or something to figure that out. But just you cut off your mom's access to what she's not entitled to anymore at this age, you know, at this age, or when you're at this age, and just maybe it'll be healthy for her. She'll go find it somewhere else that'll be more reliable and make her even feel better about herself than getting it from you. So that is my advice.